welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression and demo of a new drugstore foundation that I'm very excited about. It's the new Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation with vitamins and sunscreen. There is a word here, I will write it down, but I cannot pronounce it. And that's what the bottle looks like. I did open it just a little bit when I bought it at CVS just to see what the color would look like. I have the color Buff Beige, and it looks like it's gonna be a decent match for me. It looks a little light, but that was the closest color. The next one down was just a little bit too yellow for me. So I'm hoping this is a good match. I've been on the hunt for a nice drugstore foundation that's actually a nice match for me. The closest match that I have right now, I'm actually mixing the Wet n Wild Photo Focus with the Infallible Pro Matte in 102, and I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Nude Ivory. Everywhere I go to try and buy the Photo Focus, every shade's been sold out. So I'm trying to find like there's like a nude beige color in the Photo Focus, and I think that would be a nice match, but I just haven't found it yet. So I'm hoping that this one is a closer match. So there are quite a few, God, what's the word, Monica? There are quite a few words. Where are my words? Claims. Who. It's just... There are quite a few claims on this foundation. It says it's supposed to be lightweight, full coverage makeup. Formula hydrates and includes a complex of SPF 20, vitamins, and an antioxidant. It's oil-free, and it says since it does have an SPF, you're supposed to reapply every 2 hours, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be using it like as an actual foundation. So I'm just going to pin my hair back, and we're going to go ahead and try this on. Oh, I also dyed my hair. I'm not 100% in love with it. I mean, that's a whole story in and of itself. But I did like an under dye, and I wanted it to go silver, but I started, like, my hair's black, so I started at black and I wanted to go silver. I'm not all the way there yet. There are some pieces that are gray, there are some pieces that are like still really blonde, but anyway, that could be a whole video by itself. Like, I can just tell it's already gonna be a bad hair day. Like, it's super gloomy outside and my hair's already curling, even though I haven't even left the house yet. It's not gonna be fun. Okay, so this is the before. All right, got my thumbnail. So I do have some breakouts around my mouth area. I got one right there, but it's actually going down. So on this side, I think I'm gonna go in with a brush. I just have the Sigma F80, and then on this side, I'm just gonna use a beauty blender. Jesus, it's not even early. It's like 10:30. This is my second cup of coffee. You know, some days are just like that. Some Thursdays, you're just like, nah. Okay. So it does have a pump. I'm very happy with that. It does, like, you know, you twist and it locks, and then you twist and you open it. So let's get a little bit out on my hand. Nope, it would help if I actually opened it. Yep, there we go. So it is a nice, like, it's not moving around. Just a little dollop. It's actually a perfect little dollop. All right, so I'm gonna go in with 2 just to start with. I really hope this color matches. Did I prime? Oh, I didn't prime. Nice catch, Monica. So before I do that, Smashbox primer water, just all over the face. Okay. So yeah, this, I mean, it's definitely like a thick, almost mousse kind of formula. Mousse-like formula, Jesus. It actually doesn't look like a terrible match. Okay, so I'm gonna just dab a little bit on this side, and I'm gonna go in with the brush. got a very strange scent. Like not quite like sunscreen, but like a weird perfumed sunscreen. There's just definitely a scent. Okay. So it actually almost like a perfect color match, which is crazy. It's blending out nicely. I don't know if I would call that full coverage because I don't have a whole lot to cover, and I'm still seeing like stuff poke through. Like I'm gonna have to spot conceal that little one right there. Let's try the forehead. I do have to say I like the color. It is looking a little dewy, but it does, I would call it like high medium coverage. Still seeing like some of my freckles and dark spots. I had the breakout right here isn't really covered. I'll probably have to go in on the second layer right there and then just a little bit more on the forehead. But overall, actually looking nice. I'm just gonna bring it down my neck just a little bit. Okay, so before I go in on the second layer, just on those spots, I'm going to take the Beauty Blender and just do this side. I still have a fair amount of product on my hand, so I'm just going to scoop it up and dot it. Just another pump. Just go right in. Oh, that is a strong scent. There is less coverage, but I am liking the finish on this side better. It looks a little more like skin. It is still very dewy and luminous, but not in like a like MAC next to nothing way. Like it looks nice. And I'm actually like amazed that this is like a decent color match. I don't know if it's showing up on camera that well, but it matches like my chest and like neck almost perfectly. Okay, so I'm just gonna go just a little bit more product right on top of the little breakouts that I have here just to see if it builds. Okay, so second layer of the sponge, I mean it does pull off some of the product, so I think I'm gonna go in just with this brush. So it is buildable with the brush. I wouldn't go in with the second layer with the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender would be nice if you're just going for one kind of more sheer layer. Brush is definitely the way to go to build up the coverage. Yeah, I mean you can definitely build it up to full coverage, without a doubt. So I would say like first layer is like a nice high medium coverage. So it feels nice on the skin. Like it feels like I put a moisturizer on. It doesn't feel too heavy. The only thing so far that I don't like is the scent. It does go away after a little while, but I mean it is a fairly strong scent as you're applying it, so if you're sensitive to scents, I'm not sure if this would be a good one for you, but so far still a little tacky. I don't know if it's gonna dry down all the way. I might set it a little bit with a translucent powder just because it's so, like today it's so hot and rainy that I don't want it to run just because I kind of have places to go, things to do today. But if it does end up setting as I do the rest of my makeup, I won't set it with the powder. But overall, I'm very impressed so far. It's a nice color match. It goes on well. It builds up. It's a nice medium coverage. So the only two downsides so far are, one, the scent, and two, the price. I think it was around $13, $14, which I feel like that's expensive for drugstore. I feel like drugstore is definitely just, there was one time I went to CVS and I spent $80 on drugstore products. It's like, am I at Sephora right now? Why should I be spending $80 at CVS? I go to CVS because I'm looking for affordable options. So it's not the most affordable, but if it is a good shade match and it's high coverage or medium high coverage and it lasts throughout the day, I think it's 100% worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. The rest of my makeup is on. And I did set everything already with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I have to say I am loving this foundation so far. It didn't dry down all the way. It was still a little bit tacky. I didn't fully set it, so what I did is I did concealer and I baked on the under eye. So whatever was just left over from that powder, I just kind of spread around the face just to set it a little bit. So there's like a little bit of the Laura Mercier powder setting it. Bronzer highlight went on beautifully. Oh god, love it, loving it. It looks great. It looks a little still dewy just in the nose area. I do have combination skin. I do have dry skin everywhere except for right here, and normally by the end of the day, foundation tends to wear off right here and then on my upper lip. So I am a little worried about that. I didn't put any concealer on my nose. I normally do, but I just wanted to see how the foundation was gonna set around the nose area. But right now it's looking beautiful. So I will just zoom in a little bit just so I can show you how it's setting. It doesn't crease or bunch up by the nose area, which is nice. And then the forehead, I do have fine lines. I didn't really settle into them, but I moved my forehead a lot, guys. But it is looking amazing. So I'm very excited to see how it wears throughout the day. This could be like a new holy grail drugstore foundation if it actually holds up throughout the day. I'm loving it. It's on the rest of my face. For eyeshadow, I'm wearing the Too Faced Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette. For concealer, I got my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium Honey. This is literally like my skin tone in a bottle, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. So for bronzer, I didn't contour today. I just used the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil matte bronzer. Oh, it's got a little bit of a dip in it. I don't know. My nail must have dug into it. Whoops. For the... holy shit, I just realized most of this is Too Faced. I mean, I love Too Faced, but I didn't realize. Okay. For highlighter, I have the Too Faced Candlelight Glow in Rosy Glow. I just used the, not the pink one, but the lighter one right there, and a little bit on the nose and the upper lip. And then for the lips, I just threw on a ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Fairy Floss. I don't like to do too much of a lip thing when I've got, you know, work and errands to do. Oh, and then eyeliner, it's just the Physicians Formula Lash Booster in Ultra Black. So I will be doing check-ins throughout the day just to see how it wears. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it in natural light, but I will try my best. So the next time you see me, it will probably be after I walk to work. See you in a minute. This is what the foundation looked like as soon as I got to work. I walked there. I have to say I was very impressed. It was very hot, very muggy out. I walked in a coat because I'm an idiot, but it held up extremely well. No breakdown, no separation. It still covered the breakouts on my upper lip very well. And this is with no blotting, no extra setting spray added. This is just what it looked like. So then I went in and just touched up a little bit with the Laura Mercier Velour Poof. It wasn't really required, but I was sweating just a little bit, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to ruin it later on. This is what the foundation looked like by the end of the day. I worked a long shift, so I didn't get home until about 8:30, and I was incredibly impressed with how this foundation held up. All my breakouts are still covered on my upper lip. All the shininess that you're seeing, that's actually from my ring light, so I didn't actually get that shiny throughout the day, especially around my nose. Forehead looked amazing by the end of the night. No breakdown, no separation. I really want to emphasize how it did not rub off on my nose at all. There is still foundation on there, especially on the upper lip and nose as well, which is where I tend to get the most oily. So before I wrap this video up, I did want to go through and tell you guys about a couple of other products that I had tried this foundation with and just how it worked out. So I did try this product out with a couple of different primers along with the Smashbox primer water that I used in the video. I did try it with the Rimmel Stay Matte, the Smashbox Photo Finish, and the Too Faced Hangover RX. Now I used the Stay Matte just on my oily areas and it worked amazingly. I don't tend to use that just on my dry skin just because it tends to overemphasize my dry patches, but if you have oily skin, I think this and this product would be a perfect match for you. I did try it with the Smashbox Photo Finish. I wasn't a huge fan, but overall I'm not a big fan of this primer at all. It doesn't tend to work that well just with my skin type. And then the last one was the Too Faced Hangover RX. Now, this one worked amazingly. I did use this everywhere except for my T-zone. With my skin type, the best combination I found for this product has been the Smashbox Primer Water all over the face with the Rimmel Stay Matte in my oily areas. I also wanted to go over just a couple of other foundations that I had used to mix in with this product. I am a fan of mixing together products just to see what I can get out of them. So I did mix this with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and this was a hot mess. I highly recommend you do not do this. I don't know what it is in the formula of each that does not like the other, but it was separating upon application. It looked terrible. I didn't even film it because it looked so bad. I would really not recommend that at all. At first the color looked nice, but that was literally it. It was separating. As soon as I applied my makeup, it looked like I had run a marathon with no primer and no setting spray on. It looked terrible. So I would really not recommend that. What I would recommend, this is a little bit on the more pricey side, but I did mix it in with my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation, and together these are my new favorite foundation combination, because the Vitalist helps the Marc Jacobs look a little bit more skin-like on my skin, and then the Marc Jacobs really just ramps up the amount of coverage that I can get out of it. So together they look beautiful, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in a video of me applying this combination together just so that you guys can take a look at how it looks, but it's become my new favorite combination overall. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye!